This is Wall Street. This is where everybody who watches TV and movies about the stock exchange, trading, this is where they come. This is where they are every day. And one thing I'd really like to say is this is not the only place that you can make a living, and this is not the only place that you can make a lot of money. There are so many opportunities for success in the blue-collar world. People come here and they look at these buildings and they think of all of the companies that occupy them, that are trading stocks, that are trading commodities. But someone built those buildings. Someone maintains those buildings as well too. That's where the blue-collar trades come in.
Back in the day, like when I was a kid, they had trade schools, public trade schools, not trade schools where you had to pay, which is the way it is now. You have to pay to go to those trade schools. So it's a different business today than it was years ago.
Since 1906, Petri Plumbing has been in Brooklyn, New York. Chris, the son of Michael Petri, the company's owner, had aspirations of making a cleaner living on Wall Street. Instead, he traded in the briefcase for the bucket. I'm Craig Morgan, and you're watching American Plumber Stories.
Some days I'm working before the sun kisses the sky. I watch the world wake up from the seat of my truck. I'm out here earning my piece of the pie. A good honest buck, no it ain't love. I was taught to do the things I do so I don't depend on anyone. I work hard enough through the year so I play whenever I want. I have more than I deserve, including a wife who says I'm hot. Yeah, it's better than a good life that I got.
This is my commute every morning. Unlike most parts of the country, we're not hopping in our car or our truck driving to work. I've been taking this commute for well over 15, 16 years now. Between high school, my internship, and even work now, it's the same commute for almost every New Yorker. You hop on the train, you hope it comes, you hope you get there on time. It's pretty awesome taking a commute like this because right now, I mean, we're underground. You're only seeing dirt and tunnel. But when we hit the bridge, you get to see the whole Manhattan skyline, and it is a good way to wake up and get a good bit of motivation for your morning.
Petri Plumbing was founded approximately 1906 in Brooklyn, New York by my great-great-uncle and my great-grandfather. Then my father's father came from Italy, joined the team, lived up in this building, as did everybody else that worked here. I guess in the 70s, the early 70s, myself and all my brothers and all my cousins, we all started working here. And now, all these years later, much to my surprise, Christopher came in I guess, 2014. Christopher went to a private Catholic high school in the city. I always thought Chris was going to be a lawyer or a banker. He just had that kind of mindset, you know, and he never took an interest in this. Like, he would come begrudgingly to help us, and it was mostly by me forcing him to saying, we need an extra hand. You have to come to work today.
When I was a kid, probably the only thing I really cared about was sports. And my father was always busy. I very rarely saw him during the regular day hours, but one thing he always showed up to was all of our sports games. When I first got to high school, I definitely carried a moniker of wanting to be more than a plumber.
He just never showed an interest in it. Like, honestly, he was out to have a good time, and that was his main focus. But, well, like 2 weeks ago, he went to the high school that he graduated from. Now, again, this is a private high school, and most kids want to go to college. That's all they care about, and their parents are pushing them that way. But Christopher goes in, and he could talk the story now. You know, he's a college graduate. you see what he's accomplished compared to kids his own, people his own age, where he is now. Some of those kids that went to college are still here. Christopher's gone up to here.
So this is where Chris went to school.
This is where Chris went to school. This hallway would have been one that he passed by many times. And part of the reasons why I liked having my office at the end of this hallway is because we are approaching the Dean of Students' office. So anytime Chris may have gotten in trouble, I was able to see him go into the Dean of Students' office, and I could go walk in and try and help him and be his advocate.
My guidance counselor in high school is probably the only reason I got through high school. I went to a private school in Manhattan, and it was an all-boys, ex-military Jesuit preparatory school. In other words, it was a private school with religious education values and military discipline. So we had very strict dress code, very strict discipline code. Detention was irregular for anybody that was young and not necessarily familiar with their code. But it taught a lot of values of how to be an adult at a very young age. And it's one of the reasons I think I am successful is going to a school like that. That highly valued discipline and putting yourself as an adult, first and foremost.
Just give us a little feel back the way Chris was as a high school student.
Extremely smart, didn't really need to carry too much stuff around in his bag. School kind of came more naturally to him.
So, as you know, Chris is a plumber, running a good sized company here in the city, and we got to meet all the guys and what Chris is doing today. And did you envision Chris doing that, working as a plumber in high school?
No. I don't know what, honestly, I would have envisioned Chris doing post high school or post college. Obviously, I knew his dad had the plumbing company, but I would not have pictured him being able to be organized enough to run a company.
So what do you think made him change? What made him click? Or
just life, I think, just growing up. I don't know. I think Chris just found his calling in doing what he's doing. I think he was meant to do it.
And I think that's common in a lot of high school students these days. They don't know what they're going to be.
So after high school, I went to Pennsylvania State University. I wanted to major in pre-med when I first arrived. My mind changed several times. By the time I was done, I majored in psychology and I minored in business. When I was in college, plumbing was slightly on my mind. My father was in the industry. I knew that he helped put me through high school. I knew that he was helping me out through college, but it wasn't necessarily the first option. When I was in college, I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to take an internship on Wall Street. It was a great internship. I learned a lot. I saw exactly what that lifestyle was and what it can be. I saw how much of a success some of those people could be, but I didn't like the lifestyle itself. And in order for me to really succeed in something, I have to love what I do. So after college, I had a job lined up with the same firm that I had my internship at. In between that, though, I decided to help my father at his plumbing firm. I came in, really found what I love to do, and I've been here ever since.
How well is Chris representing Xavier High School at this moment?
He's an amazing representation of what it means to have been a student at Xavier. Our big thing is that you become a man for others, and Chris is 1,000% a man for others, and he's living his best life, and I think he's probably one of the top men I think of when I think of what's a good example of a Xavier student.
To be honest, Chris, he never took an interest in this. He was working as an intern, and then one day he called me and he says, you know, he goes, I'm listening to these guys, what a pain in the balls this is. I'd rather work with you. I can control my own destiny, and if somebody's gonna yell at me, it might as well be you. And he came, and the first year was kind of shaky, but then in 2016, I had major knee surgery. I said to him, look, dude, you gotta run the company. Whether you know it or not, I don't care what you do. And all of a sudden, it's like the light bulb went off. He actually, from that point on, he kind of changed the whole dynamics of the company.
It wasn't until I took that internship with my father and had an opportunity to see what he did that I really found what I love to do, and I've been here ever since. When you think of New York, you think of the Statue of Liberty, you think of the Empire State Building. What no one really thinks about is how New York gets its water.
Working in New York City, from the time you go to work and you start dealing with traffic early in the morning, till the time you leave and you're still dealing with traffic, it takes a lot. You have to have a certain personality to deal with it.
This sucks. You got a lot of morons out here driving. These people have no clue that this is not a toy. There are a lot of people that don't deserve, they should not have a life, should not be behind the wheel at all.
Then he gets to the job and he can't find a place to park.
Guess what street we're working on? The street that's blocked off. We definitely need to know why we can't go down this block.
What do you want me to do? Well, we could drive around for 2 hours and then I have a customer that's really pissed off, or we can get a ticket or get towed. So the option is we get a ticket or get towed. Otherwise, we got an angry client. Like just last week, one of our trucks got towed. The younger generation has been coddled. You know, there's no coddling with me. And you know, that's the problem that I see. If I go out, I'm 68 years old. We're all looking at a water heater. That water heater's got to go down that hatch. We can look at it for 4 hours. But if somebody don't move, it's not going down the hatch. You know, everybody, well, we got to do this, we got to do that. Well, this is crazy. Put it down the hatch. The bottom line is people call because they're having problems. They want solutions. When you have a situation where somebody calls you and there's no heat and they're in a state of panic and you talk them off the ledge and you get everything working, there isn't a better feeling in the world.
About 45 minutes to an hour, they'll have hot water ready to go. Take a shower, bath, whatever they like. And we'll be done. On to the next.
The company that we run now is definitely a lot different than the company my father used to run. Number one is we are a big company on support. The old school companies, they're very archaic. It's an owner, a manager, and everyone below them, and that's it. Here we have a lot of support staff. We want our plumbers in the field to be focused on just that, plumbing. Everything else that has to get done, we have support staff that help them get that done. So their focus, their grind is on their clients and their work. And that's how we bring out the excellence in them.
This company actually cares about the workers. I've seen the trucks around for a long time, but I didn't know how they actually organize things. Being here, it's a big difference.
He amazes me at his approach to things. He's very systematic. Obviously, it's a technology age. I mean, everything you do is on computers, on laptops, on phones. He's taken our business and put it on this phone. Everything that we do is on this phone. All the guys have to assimilate to it. We have a dispatch system. He created a flat rate system where every task that we do is in this flat rate system.
Keep your options open. Don't always go with the college route because college is honestly not for everybody. And I got into plumbing because I was looking for careers that you don't need a college degree for, and I seen that plumbing is a rewarding career. You just have to work hard and do what you have to do. The trades is hard work, but it's also rewarding. If you do what you do, you can make good money, and if you go to college, you might come out in debt, so.
Am I the stereotypical plumber? No. I think if you looked up plumber in the dictionary, you look a lot different than me. I think most people have the idea of a plumber as rugged, the beard, the dirty hands, dirty jeans, ripped up shirt. And unfortunately, that is not the way I present myself, but fortunately, that is not the way our company wants to present us. We're in people's homes every day. All of our clients have issues and we're coming out for service and repair. So we don't want to be dirty shirt, dirty pants, rugged looking. We want to look just like their doctors, just like their lawyers, because that's how important we take our trade, and that's how we want our customers to see us as well too. A high level of value, a high level of service.